Greetings, shalom, shalom. This is a man called Gavar. Welcome to the channel. What a glorious Shabbat I had yesterday. Had entered into it with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, really worried about lack of response to my message that I put up on the channel a few days ago entitled Choose or Serve Yahuah or Work for a Living. Choose ye this day. Absolutely dismal, disappointing response. And I'll be honest with you, I was quite upset. In fact, I was really mad, really angry about it. And I've been praying about it all day yesterday on Shabbat, and I rolled it over onto Yahuah because he took me right to Jeremiah. He always does. I love that book. And I'm not saying I'm a prophet. This message is prophetic, certainly. But I'm not saying I'm a prophet. But what he told the prophet Jeremiah was what he led me to yesterday. And basically he told Jeremiah, I have called you as a prophet. Speak the message with boldness. They will not hear you because they are a stubborn, stiff-necked people. But preach it anyway. So I'm going to preach it anyway. And you know what? I don't care if you listen, Israel. I don't really care. It's your loss if you don't. We're going to go today, and the message is going to be entitled simply, Even Yahushua says, don't work for a living. I'm bringing the receipts, like my boy Jan Bongino says. Going to Katamatia, chapter 6, and we're going to read verse 19 and verse 24, and I'm going to explain to you with small words, small, teeny, tiny words, teeny words, because obviously a 52-minute message is too long. So I'm going to shoot for under 10 minutes because obviously your attention span is very small and maybe I need to use smaller words. So here you go. Even Yahushua says you should not work for a living. Period. Katamatia 6:19. Do not store up for yourself treasures on earth. Do not. Does that mean we might want to, or we can sometimes? Does that mean a little bit of doing this is okay? If I give my boss part-time hours, maybe that'd be okay. If I get a part-time job, maybe reduce my hours to part-time. No, because you're working for the purpose of this indoctrination that we've received from the beast, that we have to work for a living and that we have to put away for a rainy day. We have to save for our retirement. That is nowhere in Scripture. It's just not there, brothers and sisters. I read through Deuteronomy in the preparation of my message several times. Can't find it anywhere in there. It's not in there. And here's Yahushua repeating it. Do not get an IRA, a 401k, or invest in the stock market. Do not store up for yourself. I have no treasures on this earth. I have my animal, my computer, and my health. That's all I have. I don't have any treasures. I have nothing put away for a rainy day. Neither should you, because it's all digital anyway, and they can make it go away in the blink of a screen. And where would you be then? You'd be looking up to the Father saying, oh, shoot, I should have listened to you. You told me not to store up stuff on earth. I should have listened to you, but I was stupid. I'm not going to use that word. I was foolish. And I thought my thoughts were greater than your thoughts. And they are not. Because Yahushua said, moth and rust consumes your treasures on earth. Thieves break in and steal. Instead, he said, store up for yourselves treasures in the heavens, Shamayim, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves don't break in and thieve. And here's the clincher. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. If you're working for Federal Reserve notes, brothers and sisters, I don't do it anymore. But if you're working for Federal Reserve notes, that means your treasure is in those pieces of paper. That means you are definitely serving an Elohim of wood. And for your home, possibly an Elohim of stone. Goes contrary to what Yahushua says right here. Now let's go on down to verse 24. and finish up. It's going to be a short one because obviously a 52-minute message is too long, too much information. Even though it's the remedy, it's the way to get out of it. Nope, you can't waste the time listening. So I'll make it short. I'll make it brief. Yahushua says, verse 24. My screen is not cooperating with me. I apologize. Let me go to a little smaller font. Maybe that'll help. There we go. My browser's not cooperating. Okay, no man can serve two Adonaiim. That'll have to do. Anyway, no man can serve two Adonaiim, masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will hold to the one and despise the other. Let me ask you, brothers and sisters, are you hating Yahuwah's commands right now? And clinging and loving Federal Reserve notes because you depend on them for a rainy day? That is your Elohim. That's going to provide for you in your latter years. Is that what you're doing? You know, Yahushua said, the same guy said this, he said, when the Son of Man returns, will he find faith on earth? I think he was talking about this. Is he going to find people who are serving me with their whole heart, their whole being, and all their might? Or is he going to find a bunch of lukewarm people who profess to be believers, but they spend all their time seeking after money? They spend 40, 50, 60 hours a week seeking after money. And then in the off time, they're trying to scheme ways to protect it from the so-called bad guys, trying to escape the IRS, trying to escape anybody who would come after you, try to put their money in trust and all their stuff. I want to put all their stuff in trust. I want to protect it. According to Yahushua, there is no protection. Thieves will break in and steal, and moths will corrupt. Moths will corrupt. You can't serve Elohim and money at the same time. You can't do it, brothers. For this reason, I tell you, don't be worried about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, nor for your body what you will wear. Is not the body more than just the food? And it's not the nefesh, which is nefesh is defined as inner being or soul. Is not your soul more than the food, and your body more than the clothing? Look at the birds of the heavens. They neither sow nor do they reap. They don't gather into granaries. They don't have a 401k. They don't have an IRA. They're not invested in the stock market. They're not spending their off time from their beast system job, day trading, trying to make a little more money. They're not doing any of that. But the Father in heaven feeds them. Are you not much more than they? Much better than they. Yesterday I rolled it over on Yahuah and I said, Yahuah, you know what? I have all this anxiety over dwindling funds. My money is dwindling. It's going away. It's disappearing. But yet I'm driving and thriving closer to remedy, which I talked about in my video, Serve Yahuah or Work for a Living, but no one wants to watch it. So I'm not going to get into it here. You don't want to invest the time. You want to pay attention and invest an hour of your time to figure out what the remedy is. You don't deserve it. You know what? Yahuah told me yesterday on my Shabbat, do not be afraid of their faces. Speak with boldness. So I'm telling you, even Yahushua says, you should not work for a living. So why are you doing it? Especially when the remedy is available. What remedy, you say, Gavar? Well, the remedy is our government has put everything in trust. And all you have to do is learn how to be a good beneficiary, grow up, learn how to be an agent over your estate, which they set up for you, which is the vehicle through which you could have anything you need, anything you want, and you don't have to work for it. I say again, brothers, you can have everything you need and even anything you want, and you don't have to work for it. Please like, share, subscribe. Well, you probably won't because I just kind of browbeat you a little bit, but you know what? It's necessary because y'all aren't listening. Wake up, Israel. Wake up. Shalom.